Folks, as with anything, the most important and sound thing you could have is a foundation that is solid and strong. And that's the primary essence of boxing. And it's something that I've seen, regardless of the fighters you look at, going back in any era, from Sugar Ray Robinson to today's modern era, a stance and footwork is the most important thing you could have. I'd like to bring in a young guy that's going to demonstrate. David, come on in here. We just want to show you and start off with your basic boxing stance. Now, David, if you take your stance, please. One of the primary things we like to look at, that I like to have, and this is something that a lot of coaches might not see this right away, but I think I've broken it down in a way that makes it understandable to most people. I like to have the front foot placed in front of the head, which means if you were to take a string and drop it down from the fighter's head, his foot is going to be ahead of his head, and that's very, very important. I don't like a fighter either to have a soft front knee. I like it to be firm, but without being locked, because that's his shock absorption. That's where he's going to be able to push into the ground and be able to apply his weight when he wants to throw a good solid right hand or jab, which is the next thing we'll be working on, but get that base down good. The other thing we want is to have him keep that back heel up. Keeping that back heel up puts the weight a little bit on the front foot, on the ball of the foot, where he's going to be able to move. David, if I turn you around a little bit, just face me to this side here. One of the things I want to show you, and I'll use these sticks as an example, and this again becomes structural foundation which must exist. If you don't have this, it will not happen for you. All the exercise and stuff you'll do, you'll find yourself getting hit with shots. You'll find that your defense won't work as well if these things are not in place. And what I'd like to show you here is if we take a stick here, and David, you just bend a little forward. If we take a stick and line him up this way, actually, David, you know what? Turn around the other way. Face me here. Okay. If I take this stick here and line him up, you'll notice that the heel comes in perfect line all the way right up until his head, offering a nice line of his body all the way forward. This one acts as the support and crosses right there. This actual stance is a firm foundation right here. This is what you see, and this is where it crosses, and this is the line that the body takes.
In review, in terms of your basic stance, knees are bent, your back is angled, not too much, same time you're not too upright. I'm crouched down, I'm not too low, I'm in a comfortable position, my feet are staggered. That means that one foot is in front of the other, and you may choose to have your right foot in front, that doesn't matter, or your left foot. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. My head is up. My visual attention is going to be directed at my opponent's center mass here towards his chest. My knee, my chest, my foot are all roughly aligned. Okay? My weight is pretty much on the balls of my feet, but my heels are making contact, so I'm not so far over that I feel like I'm going to tip. And all of that should be then complemented by my hands being in, my elbows being in as well, my hands being down, not too far, don't want my hands up too high, and I want to be able to move around comfortably in this type of position. Again, I can remind myself about my elbows by keeping my palms in, and every once in a while just reminding myself with a quick clap while I'm learning, and that'll help you keep your elbows in. A few points. First, learn one side first. At least learn one side effectively first. I would suggest that you consider leading with your left leg if you box that way. And this is in terms of being able to adapt wrestling technique to the mixed martial arts. So, if you have a stance like an American boxer with their left leg forward, consider your wrestling, at least initially, practicing the staggered stance with your left leg forward. That way, you'll have a strong side that you'll have a multitude of attacks from, which won't be changeable to give your opponent some idea whether you're going to initiate a wrestling attack or, for example, a more boxing or striking style of an attack.
Okay, assuming that you're warmed up, I want you to keep your body nice and tall as possible. In Muay Thai, it's a nice tall art. We want to be fast and powerful and yet able to move at all times. So if we notice that we start lowering our body to the ground, it slows us down. It makes us slower to block and slower to attack back. So at this natural stance, I just want you to keep your feet shoulder width apart, and all you're going to do is take a step forward with your lead leg. If you're right-handed, I want you to take a step with your left leg forward. If you're right-handed, if you're left-handed, I want you to do everything opposite I'm saying, and that'd be your right leg in front right now. Okay, just nice and relaxed. And notice how my right leg, if you look right now, is on the ball of the feet, the balls of the foot right there, and my back leg's extended. From this position, I just want you to keep your arms to the side and rock on both feet, on balls of the feet. So you're tapping left and right, left and right. This keeps your balance on both sides of your body. So you're not stuck on one side, you're not stuck on the other, and you're not stable in one position, locked down into the ground. If you're locked like this and you're not moving, it makes you easy to hit. If you move a little bit, you can kick and defend on either side without your opponent knowing which side you're moving from. Okay, so this keeps my weight shifting back and forth. Okay, moving forward right into our hand position, just keep this position right now. Keep your shoulders straight down, and right bending at the elbows, I want you to keep I want you to actually bring your hands up and do an A-frame, like you're reaching up, like you're going to do a dive, an A-frame, and then just bring your hands straight down. From this position, okay, you want to make a fist, clenching in your knuckles and turning in a little bit. So what I like to do is keep my forearms just slightly exposed. I see a lot of people trying to emulate Muay Thai like this. Be careful doing this because it opens you up for center line attacks, straight line punches. Okay? So again, we want to be careful of being too open, but we keep our arms up. You see our arms like this in Thai boxing compared to a lot of like boxing styles like this. It's because we have a lot of 45-degree angle attacks. Kicks come this way, and if we keep our hand here, the kick could come straight over the hand, push the hand down, and land into the neck. Okay? So the hands are 45 degrees, right above the temple level, nice and tall. Try not to block your eyes with your hands. Keep those hands up. Now, you can keep your hands in fists, or you can keep them open. But before you punch, before you make contact with your fist, you mean to make them locked, nice and clenched. Okay? Keep your body relaxed, but strong and balanced. So now we have our basics. Our hands are going 45 degrees down to the ground, elbows outwards, and we're on the balls of our feet, nice and relaxed. Let's rock back and forth. Keep your chin down and stay tall. Good. Now I'm going to switch stances. Now this is called the southpaw position. Okay, again, this is my normal fighting stance. I'm right-handed, but I like to keep my stance in the southpaw position. You notice how I'm rocking back and forth. Pop. Always try to keep a rhythm. I see a lot of people, they'll keep a rhythm with their feet, but they won't continue it with their arms. So they'll be locked like this, and they'll be moving their body. Make your whole body flow. There's a nice rhythm. Okay?
We're going to be demonstrating now the basic standing up guard pass. Most important thing in the beginning, guys, is to have a good posture. Okay? So one hand I'm going to grab in both lapels, and my knuckles will be aligned with his sternum. My elbow is going to be close towards me here. Okay, I don't want to be with this elbow open for him to break my posture easy. So elbow is going to be towards me. I sit on my hip. This hand will be in the hip area, can be in the belt. I will suggest you to grab one lapel only and grab it right there on the hip area. Rest your elbow on top of his leg, not outside, not inside. On the very top, and look up. A lot of people say that being on your toes, it's a little better because you get a little bit more distance on the hip. I feel it's kind of discomfort to be like that, and could be dangerous if you try to do a bump sweep. So just can be like that. That's my best advice. You want to make sure that he doesn't go on top. So if he tries to come on top, I want to make sure that he's always flat on the ground. Not using a lot of strength, just keeping here. On the time I stand up, I have to stand up all the time, the same leg of the leading arm. So if my leading arm is the right, I have to stand up the right leg first. In order to do that easy, put your body weight towards your left leg, boom, to take away the weight a little bit. And then it's easy for you to stand up the leg. Make sure the line of the knee and hip are the same. The hip low here is not good. You're going to lose your balance and do a lot of strength. So same angle. Now put the body weight on this leg, and then this one got slight. Boom. And then I stand up with a lot of ease. Okay? Toes to the front. Keep your posture and put your hips a little bit back. Okay? Your elbows on the same place, and you always try to look in the same direction. Don't look down because your head tends to go where you see. Right there. Okay? Now, the same side that you have the leading hand, my knee touches his tailbone, and I'm going to begin to get sideways to the opposite side. So this hand on the lapel gets a little lower, elbow rests on the knee, boom. That's a lot of distance between his knee, his hip, and my hip. So I open the guard easy. After getting that, this hand in both lapels is just one, and my elbow is inside. Okay? By having both elbows inside, he cannot close the guard again. Look. Okay? So my leading arm again goes underneath his leg. I make sure that I put the bed of his leg on my shoulder. This arm, I keep all the time my elbow touching my own thigh. Put the body weight towards him. Thumb on the collar. You notice that my legs are helping me on putting the pressure, and his knee is on his face. Stretch the leg back. Put your body weight down with the hip, and just move your leg towards his head little by little. Naturally, you're going to get rid of his legs, and my chest will be right on his chest. After getting here, guys, advance your left knee on the side of his hip, cross face him, and his hand on the lapel goes underneath his armpit, and I grab it there. Shoulder to the front, and I complete my guard pass.